I don't know about you, but I was a pretty stupid kid. So I'm going to tell you 10 stupid things I thought as a child. Welcome back to the Junkman, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with a brand new video. Can you believe it? A brand new video. Yes, it's true. A brand new video. So what I'm going to talk about today, well, you probably don't know, but I'm going to tell you about 10 stupid things I thought as a kid or believed in or whatever. I did another video about 10 stupid things I thought about Star Wars. So you guys really seem to like that and ask for more. I couldn't really think offhand 10 stupid things I thought about Star Wars that wasn't already on my 10 list. But I thought about 10 stupid things I thought as a kid, not related to just movies, and I thought, do a video on that. Before I get started, as always, if you want to support this channel, head over to patreon.com. Links up there or in the description below. Head over to thatjunkman.com, buy some cool t-shirts like this one right here. That helps support the site also, or channel, whatever, you know what I mean. So let's get to it. 10 stupid things I thought as a child. Now this 10 is not in any kind of real order, but I had to number them anyway. So number 10, I thought by the time I was 17 that I would go blind. Now I'm not going to sit and explain this one, but let's just say those Sears catalog I use for a lot more than just looking at toys, if you know what I mean. I hope you do. So let's get on to number 9. Did any of you drink Sprite as a kid? Yes, Sprite. Now I was more of a mellow yellow guy as a kid, which is odd because I drink a lot of Mountain Dew now, and I don't drink mellow yellow at all. Who drinks mellow yellow? I've never seen anyone walking down the street since probably 1987 drinking a mellow yellow. But as a kid, I drank a lot of mellow yellow. But we're not here to talk mellow yellow. We're here to talk Sprite. And you know, on the Sprite logo, I think they still put it on there, there was a picture of a lemon and lime. Because you know, Sprite's lemon and lime at the same time. Well, I thought there was actually a fruit of lemon and lime. Every time my mom or my grandparents or anyone took me to the grocery store, I was over in the fruit section looking for a lemon lime. I couldn't believe I couldn't find it. I was like, I see it on the commercial. They would always show it during the commercial, and it was always evenly split. Lime on this side, lemon on that side. And I wanted to buy one. I like Sprite. I figured I could make my own Sprite at home if I had a lemon lime. I don't know why I just didn't buy a lemon and a lime and squeeze it and make my own Sprite at home. But no, lemon and lime. I thought it was a real thing you could buy at the store. I know, looking at this, you can say, how does that look like a stupid kid? But, yeah, I was a stupid kid. What are we up to? Number 8. Number 9. I thought they filmed Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and it was a real neighborhood you could go to in the city close to where I live. Now let me explain, because it's stupid as it is, but maybe it won't be as stupid once I explain it. As you know, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood came on PBS. Well, before the show or after the show or throughout the day, they would do the call sign. You're watching PBS. At the bottom of that, they would tell you the local city where PBS was from. It had nothing to do where they filmed the shows at, but I thought, what? Mr. Rogers lives right down the road in the city right next to me? And I dreamed of always going there looking for Mr. Rogers, Mr. Friendly, Mr. Green Jeans. No, Mr. Green Jeans. That's Captain Kangaroo. But anyway, I really thought there was a whole town. I thought the land of make-believe was just the next town over, thanks to PBS and their stupid logo sign. Number 7. Now this one you're going to say, well, if you're about 3 or 4 years old, that's not that stupid. But I think I was about 8 or 9 when I thought this. I thought at night the moon was the sun, just with the light turned off. Yeah, I thought at night for some reason the sun went out, stopped glowing, stopped being a ball of fire, and turned into the moon. I don't see why my parents didn't slap me upside the head sometime. I thought the sun went out at night, turned into the moon, and somehow caught on fire by the next morning. You're one stupid kid. What else did I think? Let me see. Number 6. This one might be reaching to put on here because I'm sure you all agree. We all had a lot of toys growing up, and some of them wasn't as good as we thought they were. But I could have swore lawn darts was the best toy ever made. Me and my brother used to play lawn darts all the time. Now, if you don't remember lawn darts, these were darts with a big piece of metal on the end. You threw them up in the air. I don't think we played by any rules. We would just throw them up in the air and let them come back down and stick in the ground. Yes, you gave kids a big, huge dart and let them throw it up in the air and watch it come back down. I would love to know how many kids got killed with this thing. It was my favorite toy. I didn't think it was dangerous, and one time my grandmother wouldn't let us play with it because she realized it was a big dart. But I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is the best toy ever. I really thought the lawn darts was a great, fun game. And thinking the lawn darts is a fun game is about as stupid as when me and my brother would play the stare at the sun game. Yep, we would see who could stare at the sun the longest and count. He would count while I stared at the sun. Did y'all play that? It's amazing I don't wear glasses today. What number are we at? Number 5. This is a Star Wars one that could have made it onto a Star Wars list. And I don't think I talked about it in the original video, so I'm going to put it here. I was convinced, without a shadow of a doubt, that Return of the Jedi was going to be in 3D. And I had proof. What was my proof of this? Every third movie in a series is 3D. Now, when I say every movie in a series, I didn't have much to go on. I think I had Jaws 3D, and if I'm right, Friday the 13th, Part 3 in 3D. I thought it was some kind of law or some kind of rule. If it was Part 3, it had to be Part 3D. I was convinced Return of the Jedi was in 3D. And back then, it would have been cool. I know 3D's on the rage now, or was on the rage. People like 3D, but to me, 3D was better back in the 80s. I remember seeing Jaws 3D at the theater, and it looks like the fish would come up behind you and really come out at you. When I see 3D movies today, sure, it's got a lot of depth to it, but it doesn't have that jump out at you like the old movies did when you had the blue lens and the red lens. Remember that? It was a lot more fun, but I try my best not to even go see 3D movies anymore. But back in the 80s, I loved 3D movies. Remember when they used to show them on TV and you had to go down to the local gas station to get your free glasses? Whew, good times. Where am I at now? Number 4, I was convinced if I turned on the door light in the back seat of my car while my dad was driving, he would run off the road. He would go blind. I don't know. Maybe it was just my dad. If you turn on any interior light in the car or any kind of light at all, my dad would just go blind. He just right off the road. I don't care how small the light was. You know, I guess they still have them in cars today. I could turn the light on in the back, have it shine down on me, and next thing I know, he's riding off the road and everything. I was convinced by just any small dot of light got into that car at nighttime, my dad would have blindness and couldn't see and kill us all, and it would be all my fault. I was so scared to touch that like button. Get really close to Junk Dad, turn that light off. I'm sorry, Junk Dad. I was convinced. Where are we at now? Number 3. Don't ask me. I'm just going to tell you. Don't ask me why I thought this. Don't try to analyze it or anything at all. I thought Dear Abby. Remember Dear Abby? You would write a column in the newspaper to her. Usually some married woman or husband would have some kind of problem. You would write to Dear Abby. She would answer your questions. I thought Dear Abby was married to Santa Claus, and this was how he got his list of what people wanted for Christmas. People would send letters to Dear Abby thinking they were getting advice, when really, besides just getting advice, she was sending on a toy list to her husband, Santa Claus. Which makes no sense at all, because Dear Abby never talked about toys or anything at all. You wouldn't send a letter to Dear Abby with a want list, with a list of what your kids want for Christmas. It's hard to believe, but this is a stupid kid. I know it looks like the macho quarterback in middle school, but it's not. It's a stupid kid. Okay, let's see. Gonna love this one here. Do you remember the Bee Gees? We all remember the Bee Gees. Let's see if I can remember them. There was Leif Garrett. No, Leif Garrett wasn't the Bee Gee. Who was the Bee Gees? Rob, Maurice, Andy, and then they had another Bee Gee that wasn't part of the Bee Gees, but he was a Bee Gee, and he died. Andy Gibb. Remember Andy Gibb? Anyway, let's get back to the Bee Gees. Now, I don't remember which one. It wasn't the main one. It was either probably Maurice or Robin, I think was their name. Anyway, it was the bald-headed one. It was this guy right here. For years, I could have swore that this guy in the Bee Gees was this guy from Superman 2. I thought he quit his disco singing to become an actor and was the villain in Superman 2. You know, who went on later to be in Star Wars. I really thought this guy from the Bee Gees was in Superman 2. And for number 1, let's talk about another actor that I got mixed up. Did you ever watch the Beverly Hillbillies? I'm sure you did, at least a southern boy like me. It was almost a law you had to watch the Beverly Hillbillies. I mean, it was either that or Andy Griffin, or you'd get kicked out of the house. So I watched Beverly Hillbillies, and Mr. Drysdale, the banker, had an assistant on there. She was Miss Hathaway. I think her name was Jane Hathaway. Try my best not to say Anne Hathaway in this video. Done pretty good so far. Anyway, let's talk about Jane Hathaway. Let's take a look at her. Now, I know you're thinking, what did he think about this beautiful woman besides she was a great actress? Well, for years as a kid, whenever I saw the show, I thought Jane Hathaway was really Amelia Earhart. You know, the airplane pilot lady that went missing. And no, I didn't think that she was on the Beverly Hillbillies, and then she got her pilot's license, and then she went missing. That's not what I thought. That's a little better. But I thought she went missing, faked her own death, moved to California, became an actress, changed her name to whatever Jane Hathaway's real name is. Some nerd out there probably knows. But I thought she was on Beverly Hillbillies living out her dream as an actress. This was Amelia Earhart. I was convinced of it, and I thought I was the only one that's discovered this. I had a whole theory in my head how she faked her own death. Pretty good conspiracy, I guess. Maybe I should have done a whole conspiracy video about how Jane Hathaway was really Amelia Earhart. Anyway, that's a look at 10 stupid things this guy thought as a kid. And again, I know it's hard to believe looking at that picture that I could think such stupid stuff, but I did. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. As always, please subscribe to the channel, hit thumbs up. That way I know you like my content, and most of all, YouTube knows you likes it and pushes it out there for more people. And leave me in the comments below. Tell me about some stupid things you thought as a kid, or tell me how stupid I am for thinking any of this. And maybe, just maybe, you thought some of this too, but I doubt it. Thank you for watching. Be back very soon. And Fred, you can now take us out of here.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.